All right, let's talk about building your very first budget. We're going to create a plan that's simple, super powerful, and really puts you in control of your finances step by step.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You get your paycheck, you pay some bills, you live your life, and then suddenly you glance at your bank account and think, wait a second, where did it all go? It's a really common feeling, but it's one we can absolutely change.
And that is exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to walk through 5 clear, totally doable steps. By the end of this, you won't just have a budget, you'll have a real blueprint for financial confidence. Okay, step 1 is all about defining your income. This is the absolute foundation for everything else. Before we can tell our money where to go, we have to know exactly what we're working with. And the key word here is guaranteed. It is so tempting to include maybe a bonus you might get or some freelance work you hope to land, but that's like building a house on shaky ground. For this budget to work, we only count the money you are 100% certain is going to land in your account. So go ahead, open up a spreadsheet or just grab a notebook. List out your post-tax salary, any regular income from a side hustle, add it all up. That final number, that's your starting line. That's the solid ground we're building on. All right, now that you know exactly what's coming in, what's the very first thing you should do with it? Now, if you said pay rent, I want you to hold that thought. We're about to flip the script with a powerful idea called pay yourself first. So here's the big mindset shift. Savings isn't what's left over at the end of the month. Nope. From now on, savings is a planned bill you pay to your future self. You treat it just like your rent. It's non-negotiable and it comes out right at the very beginning. So before you even think about groceries or going out with friends, you take your savings goal, doesn't matter how big or small, and you set it aside. That money is now officially off the table for spending. What's left over is what you actually have to work with for the rest of the month. Okay, now that we have our real spending amount for the month, we need to figure out where it's all supposed to go. And the most powerful way to do that is by splitting all our expenses into 2 fundamental groups, needs and wants. On one side, you have your needs, the absolute essentials you have to pay to live. Rent, basic groceries, utilities, that kind of thing. And on the other side, you have your wants. This is all the flexible spending, entertainment, new clothes, grabbing that morning coffee. Being really honest with yourself here is crucial. And, sometimes it's tougher than it sounds. And to make tracking those wants a whole lot easier, you can break them down into a few simple buckets. Maybe one for social and fun, another for personal stuff like subscriptions and shopping, and a third for convenience. This just helps you see exactly where that flexible cash is flowing. Okay, here we go. This is the core of the whole budget. We have our income, we've listed out everything that goes out, our savings goal, our essential needs, and our flexible wants. It's time to put them side by side and see how things stack up. You just add up your total outgoings, that's your savings plus your needs plus your wants, and you compare that number to your total income. If that outgoings bar is taller than your income bar, well, that's a crystal clear signal that you're planning to spend more money than you actually make. And listen, seeing that is not a failure. In fact, it's a huge win. This is the entire point of a budget. It's not about restricting you. It's about giving you the information to make conscious, informed choices about your money. Now, you have the power to look at your wants list and decide what's really important to you. Finally, creating the plan is really only half the battle. A budget that just sits on a piece of paper is, well, it's just a dream. To make it a reality, you've got to bring it to life by tracking what you spend throughout the month. The process itself is super simple. Every single time you spend money, you record it. Then, assign that purchase to one of your categories, either needs or one of your wants buckets. Then, once a week, just take 5 minutes to review. Are you on track? It's this simple, consistent check-in that makes the whole system actually work. So here's how this plays out in the real world. Let's say you plan to spend $150 on eating out. You track your actual spending and you see the difference right away. Noticing your $25 over budget here gives you the power to adjust your spending in another want category to stay on track for the month. It's all about awareness. So there you have it, a 5-step blueprint to take control. You know how to define your income, pay yourself first, categorize everything, compare it all, and track it. The power is officially in your hands. So what's the first informed choice you're going to make?